Good morning, guys. It is 21 May 2021. China has just released more FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt to try to bring down the market. So we are doing a live stream on Facebook, and I'm going to get you guys up to speed on everything that's going on. Is that going to change any of our outlooks? Let's go ahead and dive right in. So if you are on Facebook, obviously you guys can go ahead and message me, and I will answer questions like I always do. And I will go ahead and just start diving into what's going on. So the first thing we're going to go over is what is the FUD that's going on. So fear, uncertainty, and doubt. What are all the things they're talking about? I have a couple tweets on here. The first one says China's vice premier says he's going to crack down on Bitcoin mining and trading activities. Number one. Number two, China reiterates call for crackdown on Bitcoin mining trading. So basically, they're reiterating that they're still going after crypto. And the last one is this thing that says that Chinese crypto whales selling more than 200,000 Bitcoins per a source, random source. Awesome. So yeah, a lot to go over here, guys. So if you've been around crypto for a while, you know that this happens all the time. Like China, India, Philippines, Pakistan, everyone, they always ban crypto all the time, okay? China has banned crypto at least 3 times that I remember in the last few years. So it happens all the time. So don't stress out about that. Now, is this causing a decrease or an acceleration downward? Sure, I think that's fair. I think timing makes sense. However, like we talked about last night, it's not. We expected some sort of downside, some sort of a consolidation pattern before we continue back up. So nothing is really too much out of the ordinary right now. I'm looking at the high time frame, seeing if everything makes sense. Right now, nothing really is too concerning. So let's talk about FUD as a whole. And as you guys know, I trade only on charts and not on news. I think that if news does come out, by the time it does get to you, it's too late to actually do anything actionable about that news. It's too late by the time you actually hear about it. Now, if you are an inside trader, if you do have inside information, then sure, you can adjust your portfolio before the news gets released. But by the time this got released 1 hour ago, so 9:15 a.m., let's see, 9:15. There you go. Look, let's zoom in on this sucker. 9:15 right here. So if you were right on top of it, you already would have lost money. Like this one. 9:22, okay? And this one, I don't even know what this one is, 9:44. So the point is like, if you already would have lost money by the time these already came out, it doesn't really matter. So all you can do is just basically go with the flow. And that's what's going on here, guys. Now, so the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt happens all the time. So like I've been telling you guys for weeks, if you've been following the channel, just ignore it, okay? Just ignore it. You cannot trade it. It's not actionable. It's not qualitative, or it's not quantitative. It's not measurable. Because of that, it is an unknown dynamic that it's just going to overstress you. What you need to do instead is completely ignore it, all right? Now, markets do act irrationally, and they also act upon emotion. There's a very cool chart that I don't think I've really went over on the YouTube channel yet, and it's called the Crypto Fear to Greed Index Chart. So what this is basically goes through and it figures out how fearful or how greedy the market is as a whole, and it puts it on a scale between 1 and 100. So if it's over at 100, it's extremely greedy. That means there's a lot of people in there. The euphoria sort of stage is going on. And if it's down low, that means there's a lot of people scared. There's a lot of people fearful that they're thinking that it's going to basically go to 0. Well, as you guys see right now, we're currently at 19. Yesterday we were 11. So the fear was really, really low yesterday and today. And if you go back, you guys can see during the uptrend, the fear, the greed was really, really high. So 90, it was at the 90s level for quite a while. Yeah, like over here was at 90s for all of November, all the way until basically February. November to February was really, really high. Well, as you guys can see, relatively, we are in a very fearful state in the market. That means a lot of people are very scared about their investments. Well, if you go back and we can really dive into this, you can see that a lot of these times where they're extremely greedy, these are basically calling the tops of some of the major movements, and the other is also other is also true. Like for instance, right here, this right here, it got down to an 8 on the 13th of March. Okay, 13th of March, 8. You go back here and you can dive in and find that time frame. So 13 March. Wonder where that's going to be. Oh, look, interesting. That is literally the fucking, or basically that whole area. Fear. Where can we find it real quick? Where are we at? So this entire area right here. Oh, here we go. 13 March. 13 March happens to be the very bottom of the bull run. Okay. The very bottom was the lowest on the fear. Okay. That means people were most fearful at the very, very bottom of the market. And yesterday, we also had people who were super, super fearful of the market. They were down to 11. Well, this is the lowest it's been ever since the major collapse on the fear ratio. So it comes to say that maybe that also might have been the bottom of the market as a whole, because it can't get much more fearful than there. So, and the opposite also agrees. If you go through, you can see it's pretty hilarious actually, that a lot of times when we hit the very peaks of these crypto, the greed index, it also coincides with people being the most, when people are the most greedy, when people are the most euphoric of the market, that also tends to signify the top of the market as well. So really cool little chart. If you want to dive in there, try to figure it out. I mean, here, you guys can look at the screen and try to figure out the actual information for it, but there it is. So pretty cool little thing. So yeah, that's the FUD we have currently going on. This is the chart we're currently looking at. Let's go ahead and dive in and see if we have any adjustments on the chart. So as I said yesterday, let's go to the chart I was looking at. There we are. All right, daily chart. This right here is still my level. This is the level that I really wanted to hold. Yesterday, we closed above this level. Right now, we're currently below. We have 8 hours and 24 minutes to get back above this level, or then we have to start considering some bearish sort of alternatives. And we also have a 200 moving average, which is around 40,000. So we need to get this candle to close above 40,000 in the next 8 hours. I think that's very reasonable at this point. So unless we get some massive crash, which I don't foresee happening at this point, I think we're going to be able to come back above this level and hold it. Now, if we don't hold this level, then we can start considering maybe we may be in for a longer little bear market before we actually do continue the upside, or maybe this is the very top. I don't think it is based upon everything we've seen so far. However, it's always a possibility. So that's something to consider. Let's go to some other coins, see how we're doing. Let's see if we see any major warning signs that are just really kicking us right now. And like I was saying, this entire region right here, this entire purple block is support. Okay, this entire thing is a massive support level, and we're still dead in the center of support. If you are in the middle of support, you should be buying at these levels and not selling. To me, until we lose this massive purple block, this is a buy opportunity. We are at support. You buy at support. We know this. We've talked about this, okay? So I have no issue with the price action I'm seeing right now. We had this massive wick wiped out all liquidity downside. We've had a pretty damn nice aggressive movement back upward. This still looks healthy. Now, if we are to lose this daily level right here and the daily 200 moving average, then we can start considering maybe we might be in for more of a bear market. But right now, I can't even, it's not even feasible because we haven't even closed it yet. So we'll check back in 8 hours and 22 minutes and see how we're doing there. But Bitcoin looks totally fine, okay? Bitcoin looks totally fine right now. Let's go back to some of our main ones, see how we're doing. Algo, bounce off the 200. Still looks fine. Like this, we have not lost a 200. This looks totally fine right now, guys. AAVE. Obviously, I would love to have seen this level hold. I mean, we haven't necessarily lost it yet. I do want to see it get back above this trend line. But overall, it doesn't look that bad. We still have time to get back above it. So I do want to get it. I do want to see it get back above the 440 region, which is very realistic. All right. Let's see. ADA looks perfectly healthy, guys. Look at this. This is our horizontal support level. We have not even gotten below the horizontal support level. ADA still looks completely fine in this area. All right, ANKR, 200 is way down here. The diagonal trend line is right there. We did reject off this major break. It was a little concerning, but overall, I don't think anything too concerning yet. We have not lost this major daily breaker. I think it looks fine. BAT 200 moving average. We bounced off of it, continue back up. It still looks fine to me. BAT, same thing. 200 has still been held. Oh, what is that? Oh, different one. Okay. Bitcoin Cash. It was a weekly level here. Yes, it was. So we came back up to this weekly level, and we've actually rejected from the weekly level. So right now it doesn't look great, but we have 2 days and 9 hours before this weekly level is actually lost. So we have plenty of time before it's actually done. This looks very healthy. Look, we haven't even came down. We've come down to test this level. We haven't lost it. So BNB looks totally fine. We've already went over Bitcoin. Comp doesn't look great on the US dollar pairing. Let's go to BTC. We are above this. Oh, this is a log chart. There we go. Much better. Yeah, nothing sticking out too much on comp. Doesn't look great, but it also doesn't look that bad. I mean, we did come down to test this breaker, the point of breakup, and we did go back. We did hold it so far. I think it looks fine. I don't think anything too concerning yet. Let's go back to the US dollar pairing. Where else we at? Doge, this stupid ass coin. This coin can die. I wish it would. It got above here. We've lost it, or as of right now, we're currently below it. So if we are to lose this level, oh, it's a very obvious level. Okay. As long as we close, we hold this and hold it on the next 2 days and 9 hours, we have to be bullish on Doge from these levels. ENJ had one hell of a drop. Damn, that is an impressive drop, honestly. I'm a dog trying to get in. It's funny. How's Matic look? I got you. Okay, ENJ. Ooh, solid bounce off the 200 moving average. ENJ looks pretty decent from these levels, actually. I do like this. And actually, just looking at it, I bet Fibonacci levels. There we are. Oh, I did it reverse. My bad. Down, up. Ooh. Let's see. Could I consider this the impulse? Maybe. Impulse up. All right. Yeah, it's not a very healthy retracement. It's actually retracing further than you'd like to see. So the 200 moving average is what you're looking for at this point. And right now it's holding, so we'll see what happens there. EOS, oops. One hell of a drop so far. However, it did come down and retest this breaker. That's not too bad. This is a massive drop so far. It's nothing that's really too unusual or too out of the ordinary, so I'm not that concerned yet, but obviously I would like to have seen it a little higher. Yeah, 200 looks fine. Let's go to the weekly. That's the weekly breaker. So I really want to see it get above at least this weekly breaker in 2 days and 9 hours. That'd be really, really nice. Let's go to the BTC pairing. The log chart. Yep, there we are. Okay. We're still above our major support level. Like, this is still fine. So EOS still looks totally fine, guys. Like, nothing too much to update here. Like, the point I'm trying to make here is that even though we did have this FUD, we did have this pretty decent drop so far, like, our levels look totally fine, right, on the high time frame. So now if you're a day trader, yeah, you have some problems potentially. But if you are a swing or positional trader, like like I'm doing and I'm trying to teach a lot of people in the group to do, this is totally fine. Nothing here is really that concerning. So H bars looks fine. You have the falling trend line that was tested once, twice, 3, 4 times, came back up, retest from the downside or test from the upside, and we expect a continuation upward. This looks totally fine as well. I'll do Matic because you wanted me to, but the point I'm making here is like nothing really has changed from last night. We really don't have any adjustments. So if you watched last night's video, then realistically, you're in the same spot. Yeah, that looks totally fine on the US tether pairing. Came down here and tested this daily breaker. Go to the weekly, nothing. Yep, that's all you got. So this looks totally fine. Like there's nothing here that's concerning yet. Let's go to the 4 hour. I think this is a pretty solid level in the 4 hour. And it came down here. It didn't even close below it one time. So maybe that's as far as you're gonna drop here. I think that's totally healthy. Now, one thing to consider, I don't really like trading these like this, but we do definitely have some sort of a head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. So if we do break down, I mean, I would expect a pretty massive drop. But that being said, right now it's holding, and that's the important key factor here. So as long as this 4 hours held, I don't see anything unhealthy about Matic right now. And I think the downside is limited on a lot of these coins due to Bitcoin. It just doesn't really have that much further to drop, in my opinion. Let's see what sort of level this was. Weekly. No. I'm not even sure what level that was, honestly. I think y'all know what I'm looking for. I want to see a close back above this level and this level in 8 hours and 14 minutes. That's what I want. And unless we don't get that, and this is Bitcoin specifically, right? Just because Bitcoin does not have a good close does not mean that the other coins will also, or other coins will also be fine. So they don't have to follow Bitcoin step to step. Like you have coins like Sol, which had a pretty decent drop today, but realistically, this one held up like an absolute boss. Let's go to Sol. Yeah, you guys can see, like, Sol just completely ignored the drops and just kept on chugging along. So this is an example of what you can look at. It doesn't have to be that if you see Bitcoin drop, that other coins are going to drop as hard. Like Sol just kept on rising up. Matic's the same way, right? So your goal is to find those coins that are like holding up pretty well and seeing and you know, adding positions in them. So whenever it does drop, these coins show additional strength. So I think it's basically, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a really quick update on what was going on in the market. Just give me my overall thoughts. Right now, nothing looks unhealthy at this point. I think this FUD is questionable or not very important. Realistically, I don't think it is. I think it's just another reason to try to capitulate further. I don't think we're going to get lower lows from this. I think it's just going to basically grind along. We already had some very strong bounces up some very high time frame key support levels. So I think that our alts are going to basically meander around the area they are currently or trend upwards. I think that's what's going to be happening here. So I'll see you guys at around in 8 hours and 12 minutes. I'll get back on and I'll talk to you guys some more and see what's going to happen for the higher time frame. But right now, this is just intraday movements. Intraday movements we don't really care about, okay? You know, if you're a day trader, obviously you need to worry about this stuff. But for positional and swing traders, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, and it's not going to change the high time frame at all. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to go ahead and end the video. If you guys have any questions, like always, let me know, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.